From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, December 8th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.29 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,073 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $395. Antiwar.com reports U.S. warplanes attacked the Syrian village of Al-Khan on Monday, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, killing at least 36 people, all of them labeled civilians. Over a dozen other civilians are missing, and the toll is likely to rise. Though Al-Khan is a village held by the Islamic State, the Syrian Observatory pointed out that the Islamic State does not actually have any forces in the village itself, instead having its forces on the outskirts. The airstrikes, however, hit the center of the village, which was why everyone hit was civilian. The U.S. offered no comments on the attack itself, but did say they intended to conduct a credibility assessment to determine whether the civilian deaths are worth looking into. Of the massive civilian toll in the U.S. air war, CENTCOM has admitted to virtually none of the killings, indeed refusing to investigate most of the reports on the ground that they did not trust the sources. This was the second scandal related to a U.S. attack on Syria in less than 24 hours, as a previous U.S. airstrike hit an airbase in Deir ez-Zor province, killing at least 3 Syrian troops and wounding 13 others. The Pentagon has claimed they think Russia actually launched the strike. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com. UPI reports Venezuela's Democratic Unity Roundtable, or MUD, opposition coalition defeated the ruling Socialist Party in parliamentary elections widely considered a referendum on President Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela's National Electoral Council, or CNE, announced early Monday the MUD won 99 seats in the country's National Assembly, a simple majority. Maduro's ruling United Socialist Party of Venezuela, or PSUV, won 46 seats in the 167-seat unicameral parliament. Another 22 seats have yet to be declared, meaning the MUD has a strong chance of winning a qualified majority, or supermajority, if it acquires the 111 seats needed. National Assembly members are elected to 5-year terms, and voter turnout was nearly 75%, the highest for parliamentary elections in decades. Both the PSUV and the MUD hailed Venezuela's successful electoral process and said any irregularities in the polls were not representative of the election as a whole. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports New York City has agreed to pay a police officer more than $280,000 to settle his lawsuit, alleging he was the victim of retaliation for complaining about an illegal arrest quota in his precinct, according to court papers filed on Monday. Officer Craig Matthews sued the city and its police department in 2012, asserting he was punished for telling his superiors in the Bronx that the quota had led to unjustified street stops and arrests. The settlement, in which the city did not admit wrongdoing, came 10 months after a U.S. appeals court reinstated the lawsuit. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New York reversed an earlier lower court decision dismissing the case, saying the comments by Matthews regarding the alleged quota were protected by the First Amendment guarantee of freedom of speech. The lawsuit claimed Matthews, who had been with the force for 17 years, was given punitive assignments, denied overtime, and harassed as a result of his whistleblowing. Christopher Dunn of the New York Civil Liberties Union, who represented Matthews, said this settlement completely vindicates Officer Matthews, who had the courage to speak out about illegal police quotas and suffered serious retaliation for having done so. A spokesman for the city's law department said settlement of this 2012 case was in the city's best interest. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.